Hello guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to a video that I never expected to be making at this moment in time. Like the title says, I am actually scrapping the SN garage. Before I went to get that garage, I consulted with you guys, all of you lot at home watching Salvage Nation, who enable me to do what I'm doing. And it's only right that I come back to you with this update, because the last week literally, like the trains, it's been a roller coaster. Now, as you guys know, I didn't put out a video last Sunday. I didn't put out a video midweek last week either. I just dropped a pre-recorded video last Wednesday, which was, as of today, I'm recording this on Thursday morning. That was last night. Basically, since I took over the SN garage, or the little room that is adjacent to Mustafa's garage, there's been a lot of things that's been happening behind the scenes where I just felt like I was being taken for a mug, really. And trust me guys, I'm a lot of things, I make a lot of mistakes, but I'm no mug. I've been through quite a lot. When life sends lemons, man, I always try to make lemonade, but on this one, I felt like I had to make the move and keep it moving. So, what am I talking about? So you guys can understand, I have to break it down. If you remember, back in December, I went to Barbados, I did some nice content over there. When I came back, Akil, Mustafa, a whole bunch of people who I used to work with, they had to move and vacate the old premises. All the old garages were quite close to each other, etc, etc. Akil got a new place. My initial plan was to go to his new place and I'll set up shop there, as I had done for the previous 1.5 to 2 years. But when we got there, Akil was just in the middle of doing a lot of stuff with the garage. He wasn't sure on the plans for the garage, and it wasn't enough space, basically. It wasn't enough space because he had to clean up. There was such a lot that was going on. At this point, I've known Mustafa since I was 16 years old, guys. I'm 34. I've known Mustafa since I was 16 years old. Like, that is a long time. And I know what Mustafa's like. Everyone knows what Mustafa's like, but I just felt like, with the direction the channel was going, I sat down, I had a big old heart-to-heart with him, and he said all the right things. Listen, you can come down, I'll rent you out this space, you can make lots of money because you have your own space, your own ideas, your own stuff, and it will take your channel to the next level. And I look back in hindsight and I feel like this was all planned. But anyway, I took him up on the offer, and you've seen the garage. It's nothing big, it's nothing to sing home about, but it was going to be mine. And he said he wanted £1,400 a month for that little unit. Now, bearing in mind, his old unit, I've just found out, his old garage, which is way bigger, he was only paying £1,200. But he told me £1,400, I didn't agree. I said, nah, £1,400 is too much. And we agreed on a sum of £1,000 a month, and I was going to give him £250 every week. And I still felt like that was a bit much, but like I said, I wanted to progress with the channel. I'm trying to build something here, and yeah, I just wanted to move on and actually have a base for Salvage Nation where I can take things forward and on to the next level. Initially, it started out alright. I was paying them, £250 every week. When I got jobs, I was getting a lot of jobs coming in. I would do everything that I need to do up until the painting process. He will come in and just do the painting process. And I'll give you an example. I done a job for a customer. It needed a new wing and a new front bumper. I stripped it down, I bought all the parts, I fixed it all up. I charged the customer X amount. Mustafa came in and he said, look D, what I'm gonna do for you is, I'm literally just spraying, so just give me £250, wing and the bumper. Cool, happy with that. But as he's seen the growth of the channel, more and more subscribers coming around, more and more customers coming. I was bringing this guy so much customers, free advertisement, the lot. His prices started to change. And every time his prices changed, it wasn't based on the work that he had to do. It was based on how much he thinks Salvage Nation and myself is making at that given time. So, for example, if you remember, I'll put a picture up. This BMW 2 Series, I pulled the chassis on my own. I'd done everything on this car on my own, and I was paying rent at the time as well. All Mustafa had to do was spray the bonnet and the bumper. Now, bearing in mind, on camera, I prepared everything. I got everything to a certain point where all he had to do was come in, he had to do a little bit of filler work on the front bumper, and it was a brand new bonnet, he just had to spray that. Once that build was finished, and I saw him looking, once the customer came down, he charged me £500. 500 quid to spray a bonnet and a bumper. I'm sorry, but like I said, I'm no mug. Another car, he needed to spray a wing. I'd done everything else. He charged me £350 to spray a wing and blend it to the front bumper and blend it to the door. Now, once again, I'm starting to feel like, nah, this is taking the piss. This is not right. But those things can be ironed out. I've got no issue with someone making a quote. It's up to me to accept it. But here is where it gets a little bit cheeky and a bit more than cheeky. So check this out. I had another subscriber. He came down, he dropped his car. I was out running some errands. I called Mustafa. I said, Mustafa, my subscriber's gonna come drop a car. Just take the keys, park it down at the bottom of the lane. I'll sort it out when I get back. 2 hours later, I came back. Mus, did the guy drop the car? Yeah, it's just there. Nothing. A week has passed. I'm laughing, but I was seething. A week has passed, my subscriber called me up. Yo, D, did you get the car? What do you think? We're having a conversation. And then he said, oh, when I got there, and this is his words, when I got there, the vibes were a little bit off. I said, what do you mean? He says, I dropped the car, but then your guy came out and he was just very aggressive in asking for money. And I said, who asks you for money? Like, you're my customer, I never asked you for money. He said, yeah, the guy that was there, he came out, I dropped the car off, I told him D said to drop the car off, and he said that I need to pay him half the money up front. I said, but I haven't even given you a quote yet. He said, yeah, he quoted me, and he said he needs half the money up front. Bearing in mind, this is a week later. It's only after 1 week my subscriber told me he had given Mustafa £475, and I had seen Mustafa for the entire week. He never once mentioned. So now he's going behind my back, speaking to my customers and requesting money. I said, how did you give him money? It wasn't even cash. Mustafa gave them his bank details and the customer had transferred £475. I confronted Mustafa about this. He said, yeah, what? Yeah, what? Literally, no care in the world. He ended up giving me half of the deposit that my customer gave him. Like, literally, I think that is just so muggy. Anyway, moving forward, the Seat Leon that I got, check it out. I'm going to give you a full update on that car later. It had a little bit of damage on the roof. It needed 2 new wings. Mustafa charged £2,200. £2,200 to pull the roof. The roof had some dents on the top. At that moment, that's when I thought, you know what, it's too much now. It's actually getting to too much. Anyway, came in last week. I said, Mustafa, I'm really not happy with your prices, your conduct. I'm not happy with the way you are encroaching upon my customers. You shouldn't be talking to my customers. And if you do talk to my customers and they give you any money, you should come and speak to me about it. At least let me know that the customer is giving you some money, like, at the very least. Mustafa lost it. He told me, this is my garage, you don't own anything here, and if you don't like my prices, you know what you can do. And that's saying it lightly. There were some explicits in there, and at that moment, right there and then, I accepted, you know what, you're alright, this is not my garage, and I'm no mug. I'm not going to let anyone mug me off. Apart from that, I moved in. I've been paying rent since the 15th, and I'll put it up right here. I've been paying rent since the 15th of December for a storage room that was full of crap. Some of it was my crap, but the majority of it was Mustafa's crap. I paid rent from the 15th, 250 quid every single week. It's only towards the end of February that there was any sort of progress with ordering the shutter, with knocking down the walls, with making it ready to be a unit to be rented out. And I was paying rent all along. And it just can't work. I'm paying rent, you're taking the majority of the money from every job that comes in, you're going behind my back, and there is just so many different things. And then when I confront you about it, you tell me, if you don't like it, you can F off. Cool. So that's what I've done. So that's the negatives out of the way. What am I gonna do next? In the short term, I'm back with Akil. You know what? I've always said this over the years. Akil is just like at a deeper level. He's just such a good man. I begged Akil to take money off me for rent. Akil's always told me, nah mate, I see what you're doing, you don't need to pay me for. I said, Akil, let me pay you for rent. Let me pay you for using your equipment. Let me pay you for using your materials. Akil's always said no. Instead of taking, he's always enabled me to make proper moves. D, I think this car will be good for the channel. Let's get it. Akil, I haven't got enough money right now. Don't worry. He's always dug in his pocket. Take that, go get this car. Take that, do this. I think this will be good for the channel. Yo, D, come. I think it will be good to rebuild this engine and put it on the channel. I think it will help you. And that's what you need. In life, you can't do everything on your own. And also in life, you will come across people who will always try to take from you. And sometimes you just have to keep it moving. So in the short term, I'm going to be going back to Akil's garage. I'm going to be doing some stuff with him, just trying to get rid of all the cars that I've got. He's going to spray them all for me. I'm going to sell some. The others who were subscriber cars or customer cars, they can come and collect their cars, and you know, I'll get paid off that. And then I can look for a new unit for Salvage Nation, and that is where we're at today. So that's the negatives out the way. Let me take you guys on a little journey, because like I said, over the last few weeks I've had to move a whole bunch of cars, a whole bunch of equipment, and I've got a few cars here. So let me give you an update on all the bills, and yeah, that's literally what's been going on behind the scenes. And trust me, it's been very difficult, but I keep it moving all the time, man. And it's difficult sometimes, and this is a very difficult moment, but I'm sure I'm gonna get past this, and yeah, keep it moving. Alright you guys, so the first update is the 2019 Seat Leon FR. As you can see, there's quite a lot of work that's happened, and I managed to do quite a lot of this work on my own, and I'm very proud about that. When this car came, it needed a new bonnet, the wing had some damage, the bumper had some damage here, and the headlight was broken. But the main brunt of it was the A-pillar here had sustained a nasty kind of impact damage, and the roof right there had some damage. Now, have a look at this. Fix the top of the roof, fix the A-pillar, 2 wings, bumper, bonnet, spray. Mustafa, like I said, charged £2,200 to me, and I thought that is way too much. I got the car transported down to Akil. Akil was actually on holiday at the moment, so what I done is I used the tools on my own, and I managed to repair all the damage on the top of the roof. And my guy Angus came in, gave me a hand, and he done the bodywork side of things. And have a look, that is 100%, 10 times better, very sharp, nice edges. It looks great, and it's getting ready for paint. I've got 2 wings in the back of the car, which I'm gonna fit, and I'm waiting for a headlight in the post. Once all the parts are here, we can reassemble everything, get the car into paint. Once the car is painted, the guys from Auto Glaze London can come down and replace that windscreen, and this car is going to be done. There was no internal damage, there was no chassis damage, there was nothing. It's literally spray, fix the bits that were damaged at the top, replace the windscreen, that's it. So that's the update on that, and you know what? Keep it moving. Don't let anyone take you for a mug. I done it myself with the help of Angus, and here we are. Second update, guys, is my M140. This is the bonnet from the 2 Series, so this is not the bonnet from this car. If I open it up, you can see there was no chassis damage to this car. I'm waiting for a bonnet and a bumper. I ended up going for a CS bonnet and the M2 Comp type front bumper, so I'm waiting for those to come. What I'm going to do though is I've got a replacement wing mirror, I've got some suspension components to change on the front and on the rear, and then this car should be drivable. Once it's ready to be driven, as you can see here, let me just show you. You can see this wheel is slightly bent, so I need to change the suspension strut right there, and the rear has got some damage I need to investigate. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but there's a bit of camber on the rear wheels that shouldn't be there. Once all of that is done, we're going to be modding the car, we're going to be remapping it, and I want to take it on the track. So that's a little update on the M140. Here's the Nissan Juke. As you can see, we've done quite a lot of bodywork on the car. It's literally just waiting to go into paint. Once this car goes into paint, I'll replace all the grills, all the plastics, and this car is going to be up for sale. It's a lovely little Nissan Juke. So that's it. That's the update on this car. There's not a lot to say on this one. Have a look at this one, guys. This is my 2022 Fiat Abba 500. I'm going to be modding this car after we rebuild it. I've got all the bits, we just need the time. I literally just need the time to rebuild this car, and then I'm going to be shipping this car over to Barbados, and I'm going to be doing some track stuff over there. I've got it all planned for the summer, so I've not really done much with this car, and I'm not going to show too much on this one. Like, this has been a secret build. I've had this for about 2 months now. It's just been hiding out down here. We need to do some work, ship it over, and then yeah, I'm going to be heading to Barbados in the summer, and we're going to be tracking this car. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy. Alright, you guys, so I'll give you an update on all the immediate builds that I've got. It's time for the Range Rover, because once again, like, I really regret buying the Range Rover. So, as you know, I bought a Range Rover Evoque. I've done quite a lot of work on it. I took it outside of the unit for one day and it was stolen. I showed you all of that. Well, what actually happened after it was stolen was I got a phone call from the police who said that they actually found the car. However, it was damaged. So what happened was, it was a genuine theft. The two guys who got into the car and drove it away, they were driving a bit erratic, I'm told. The police saw them. When the police saw them, they chased them. They turned on the lights. They failed to stop. Because they failed to stop, there was a slight police chase. They lost control of my Range Rover, rammed into the side of the street, or rammed into something, damaged the front end, got out the car, ran away. The police recovered my car to Charlton Police impound lot, and then they came to my house, they called me, they told me everything, and at that point, I was happy. I was over the moon. I said, okay, fine. Because I had quite a lot of camera equipment in the boot as well. They told me that they've recovered all my equipment, and if I wanted it, I have to go to Chinkford Police Station. The next morning, I went down to Chinkford Police Station. If you follow me on Instagram, you would have seen that. I went in, I managed to get the majority of my stuff. There's still some stuff that was missing, but I managed to get quite a lot of equipment that was quite costly, and I was very happy about that. A few days later, they told me I can go down to the police impound, grab the car, and that's where it took a sinister turn. So when I went down to Charlton impound lot, I even got a DM from one of my subscribers who said that they saw me down there. It's crazy, like, I just see subscribers everywhere. But I went down to the car lot, over the moon. They told me I have to pay 150 quid recovery fee. They said they're just going to check over everything to make sure that the car is roadworthy before they release it to me. I had everything. I had every contingency plan. I had a recovery truck on call if it wasn't able to be driven, blah, blah. I waited there for a few hours, and then the guy came back and he said, I'm sorry, mate, we can't give you the car because there's an issue with the VIN number. I said, what are you talking about? Now, let me pause it right there and rewind to about 2 months prior. And this happens all the time. I get a lot of cars from Copart. However, I also get quite a lot of cars from you guys. I get DMs every single day. Yo, D, I watch your content. I love your content. I've got a car you might be interested in. I get these kind of messages by the hundreds. And one of those messages was this Range Rover. Some guy called Jay from Instagram, who's like, look, I got this Range Rover, it had some front end damage, I think it will be great for your channel, I think it will help you, blah, blah. We agreed a price, I paid him, he brought the car down, I paid him cash. Yeah, I'm even welling up right now. So I paid him 7 grand cash for that Range Rover. I was gassed, I'm not gonna lie. I'd done a HPI check, I'd done every check under the sun, everything came back okay. However, when it went into the impound lot, what they said was the VIN number in the windscreen, yep, it matches the logbook that I got. I even had to apply for V62 and I got the logbook back in my name, no problems. I thought it was all good. It came up as the Cat S, everything matched up. However, the police said that the VIN number in the windscreen is matching, it's all good. When you open up the bonnet, the VIN number on the front, there's a sticker there, all good. However, they said that when they went under, apparently on these Range Rovers, and I don't know, this is the first one I had, on the Range Rover, there's a hidden VIN number somewhere in the chassis. It's actually etched onto the actual metal, the chassis. And they said that that one was different, so they're going to be doing investigations to figure out what is the true identity of the car. So it looks like I bought a ringer. Now, when they told me that, like, my heart sunk, my jaw dropped, everything. And it's just one of those things, man. It's just like, there are some crappy people out there, you know? There's some crappy people. I've tried to look for this guy on Instagram. Obviously, he's gone. Nowhere to be found. So I'm at the stage now where I've got Traders Insurance. TradeX are looking into it. I had, it's meant to be an hour-long meeting with them. I ended up staying 3 hours last Thursday. An investigator for TradeX simply said, look, mate, I'm not gonna lie to you. If it is a ringer, you'll be very lucky to get a payout. and the police are going to seize the car. So I've got no Range Rover. I'm not going to get a payout potentially, but you never know. I don't know. So I've lost 7 grand there potentially. So that's the update with the Range Rover. It's just been a nightmare, man. It's just been a nightmare. So guys, that was an update on all the builds right now. That's an update as to where I'm at with the channel. Yeah, it's not nice. It's not nice. I'm telling you, man. It's people who you think you can trust, you can't trust. Or I just found that since I've started this channel and since I've been a YouTuber, you do get your fair share of issues. I feel like for the most part, the majority of people that I come into contact with are genuine supporters, and they want to see nothing but good for the channel. But I do come across quite a lot of people who are less genuine, to say the least. And it's just, I've been struggling with trying to identify who's here for genuine reasons, whether it's a subscriber, whether it's a customer, or whether it's a friend who knew me before the channel. Because since I've started the channel, trust me, a lot of friends, a lot of people, the bigger I get, people just treat you differently. They feel like, I don't know, I don't know. So this is where I'm gonna end this video. Once again, I just wanted to tell you guys what was happening with me. You may see a disruption to me putting out content as I try to sort quite a lot of things out in the background. I've got my eyes on a few units further outfield, or I might stay here, I don't know. But once I do come up with something, I will let you guys know. That's all I can say. I will let you guys know the outcome of the Range Rover. I will let you know the outcome of all of these builds. I've got a few new builds coming. Yeah, it's just a real difficult moment. I had a few jobs booked in with subscribers. So if any of you guys who have got stuff booked in with me and you couldn't get through, or whatever the case might be, like last week I just switched my phones off and it was just mental overload. So this is where we're gonna end this episode. Hope you understand a little bit more what's going on, and yeah, there's nothing more to say really. So like I always say, keep it moving, and I'm trying. So I'll see you in the next one.